Hey, hey, hey. So today I thought I would just hit record and include you. I have a bunch of things sitting on my desk that need finished up. They've just been sitting and I've been putting it off. Welcome. It's Dawn with For Grace Creations and I'm glad you're here. My art glitter glue is almost gone, so I'm going to set this next to me. Knowing I'm going to work with glue and make a mess, I have this Tim Holtz matte down. I don't really know what it's called. It's white and it has little black corners. And I actually found mine on Amazon. But I'm going to go get some book pages as well. And then I'm going to wash this glue off already that's here. And I'm going to put some lotion on because, believe it or not, lotion helps to get inks and glues and things off when you're done. So I'll be right back. And I went ahead and I got some water, a paintbrush, and some gold Deco Art metallic luster. This was a freebie. I don't remember where it came from, but it was a freebie and I went ahead and downloaded it and printed it out. My printer does not print on thick paper. I do not know why. It's an Epson 4810 and I put this thick cardstock in the back and it just won't print on it. I don't get it. So this is printed on normal thin coffee paper, but I need it to be a little thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this tag onto this thicker paper and then cut it out. Okay, I went ahead and glued some things down to some thick paper, some cardstock. These are just 3 of the things. And now they have white edges, so I'm going to use ground espresso. I always say espresso. And I'm just going to go around the edges so that they're not so white. I mean, I know I don't have to, but I thought it would be kind of cool. Do it on the front and the back. So what has everybody been up to this week? Around here, we have had quite the interesting weather. So we got some snow, and I would say maybe 4 inches or so. And then the next day, the sun came out. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't that warm, but it got up to like, I don't know, 45, and all the snow melted. It was just beautiful sunshine. And then went to bed, woke up the next morning, and we had, I would say about 6 inches of snow. It was like, oh my goodness. And it snowed all day. And then it snowed all the next night. And we woke up that next morning, and there was 6 more inches. So we had a foot of snow. And now today, it's not like it warmed up. I mean, it's probably 33, but I would say at least 80% of it's melted. I mean, the roads are great, but if you look in my yard, there's a lot of snow here and there, but all the roads are fine. And it's always, I can see it dripping off of my roof. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, okay, so we've got a couple journaling cards done, just random ones. And this is now done and nice and thick. I did decide not to do this one on that thick cardstock because I think it would be hard to fold up. But because these are somebody's DigiKit type thing that I printed, I want to change them up and make them mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my sleeves up because I'm messy. I'm going to open this up. And this is like, it's not wax. It feels like it, but I don't think it is. It gets on your finger. You can rub it on things. But if you get it wet, it becomes like a paint. So I'm just going to put a little water in there and rub this paintbrush in it a little. And it's pretty wet, just right there where I sprayed it. And then, okay, fingers crossed that I don't get this absolutely everywhere, right? Okay, we'll just do this one first. I'm going to tap, 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 and I'm giving it some gold splatters. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do it to this over here as well. I need a little more water. Now, with this, it is just a little bit damp. I don't want to put it away with water in it because I'm afraid it might mold. I don't know if it will, but I'm just going to kind of go like this and dab at that water. And now it's on my napkin. These are wet. We want them to dry. I'm going to take this here. I actually got this in a Happy Meal. And I'm just going to dab it kind of around the edges. Now, you're not going to see much, but let me see if I can show you. You see a little bit there in the white? That was completely white. So there's not a lot. Oh, you see a couple drips. Okay, so now I've got a bunch of these things that I put, like this was an index card. And I just took a napkin that I decoupaged, basically. I decoupaged a napkin onto this, but the glue had a little bit of coffee in it, so it is a little vintage looking. But I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Oxide ground espresso, and I want to do around the edges. I was going to do some collaging on them, and I thought, no, that'll ruin the look, you know? So I just thought, give them a little extra something. And yeah, it's just putting some darkness on the edges. Am I the only one that has little things that need finished? Do you guys have projects that, you know, you start something and then you set it aside and go to something else? Or do you, when you do something, you get it all the way to the end? You know, do you know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments. Someone had an idea, and I thought that's a great idea, so I decided I'd do quite a few of them. They asked me if I do journal kits. Basically, they wanted to. One of them, they wanted basically a journal, totally the signatures put together, you know, with paper and bound in, but everything blank, and a package on the side of things to decorate it with. She then wanted one, if possible, and I was able to do it, exactly the same, but nothing put together. So she wanted fabric for the front, fabric for the back, the paper bag or envelope for in between the fabric, the pages for the signature, all the fun stuff to put in the journal on the side. So I thought I would do, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them and sell them, because I thought, well, maybe it might be something other people are interested in. I don't know. And if not, then I can set them aside, and I have journal kits available for me when I don't have ideas, or say I'm going to go out of town and I want something to work on vacation or something like that. I can just grab a kit, grab a pair of scissors, a couple different kinds of glue, and go. In these kits, I am including book pages. We're doing like huge encyclopedia pages and dictionary pages, some maps, some vintage kids book pages, as well as vintage piano music. Oh boy, what else did some French and German pages, Portuguese, Japanese. I have some Helen Keller pages, some Jane Austen. Anyway, just a large variety. And for the signatures, I'm doing coffee dyed, tea dyed paper, white paper, lined paper, graph paper, botanicals, some sheet music for the violin and some for piano, just, you know, a variety. And then I'm putting in some things to collage with, you know, focal points as well as scraps, jelly plate prints, some stickers, page tabs, you know, for the edges of the pages, a few pre-made tags, journal spots, and tucks. What else? I have a whole list of things that I want to make sure is included. And I'm going to hand make a, we'll call it a ephemera holder and embellishment holder. That's right, clusters. I included some clusters. Oh, some fabric and paper ruffles that match the fabric front. Just a random variety of stuff like that. So that's another thing on my to-do list. But one thing at a time. I just kind of thought, I've got enough on my finish up list that I just need to work on that. What about you? Would you be interested in something like that, a journal kit where basically everything's there for you to play with and work with? I mean, you can always add more to it, but is that something you'd be interested in? Okay, I know that this here needs to be inked around the edges, so we've got that. I've got this tag here is curling. I need to put it under something flat, and I need to maybe add some sort of a focal point, maybe a word or some a little something. But there's 4 of them, and they're kind of curling. They are from a video I did on making faux handmade paper. So that'll set in a separate pile because I'm not going to ink those. That's just a plain one. I'll set that in a different pile. That just needs cut. And I think this is a journal card. It needs inked and then a little focal point. Let's just ink this. I don't know that that needs a focal point. Maybe I'll leave it plain, and then when I go to use it, I'll decide if I should add something at the top to make it a tag or some sort of a saying or word on the front. No, I actually think a little word. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside in the pile that needs just a word. I mean, look at how simple some of this stuff is. Really, it's just sitting there waiting to be done and creating a little messy pile on my desk that I look at and think, I need to take care of that. So we're just going to do it. All right, so that's done. And I'm not going to ink the front, but I am going to do the back. And I have a place to put this. I've got a pile started that is black and white. Eventually, I'm going to do a black and white journal. So that I'll set aside to put with that stuff. Okay. And then I've got this little glassine bag that somebody sent me in a Happy Mail, and I actually want to put a little black word, black and white word on this and set it aside with my black and white journal stuff. So I've got quite the pile that just needs a number, a word, something simple. Let's get this one done. Ink around the edges. And I have to tell you, this is kind of cool. I did get this in a Happy Mail as well. And it is a little bit of cloth and some sort of paper that maybe was used as like a drop cloth or something, you know what I mean? So the texture is really cool. So I'm going to be keeping that one. But again, it needs something small. So we'll put it in the pile of need something small. Okay, these, that's some jean material and book page. And this is just 2 book pages. I was going to turn these into kind of like a clock. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that the first thing I want to do is get them inked up. So at least that'll be done. Maybe I'll put some butterflies around. I'm not sure yet. Oh, this one's a little thin. So this one, for sure, I will need to plan on gluing it to a page. And I think I know just the journal. I've got a journal I'm working in right now. It's got some jean material. So it's this one. So I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to be working on in this journal later tonight. So I'll work on this with it later. And this one, I'm going to set right there and work on that later as well. Okay, finish the things that need inking. So this is a fold up. I just need to put some sort of fun paper here so it's a hidden journal spot. And then maybe give it a cute little, die cut or something right there. But I do want to ink the edges. So I think once this is done being inked, I can put my ink away. Because I won't need it anymore, I don't think. I think everything on my to-do list that needs inked will have been done. I'm gonna grab this. I don't know if this will make it easier, but aha, there we go. This book page is a little bit thin, and it kind of felt like I might ruin it. So that is inked. Do its brother. Okay, inking is done. While we have these sitting here, you know what? Let's just put some blank paper on there. I am just going to use some paper bag and glue it down. And you know what? Let's talk Happy Mail. I love sending Happy Mail. I love getting Happy Mail. So, if you also like sending and getting Happy Mail, let me know below, and we can always get together and via email and plan a little Happy Mail. I mean, we could do once a month. We could do just a one-time thing. We could do some sort of a theme if there's anything needed. You know, something like that. There we go. Maybe I'll do a little piece there. Okay, so we'll let these dry, and they will go back in my to-do pile because they need a little bling. So thanks for being here, and I will come back again very soon. Bye, guys.